Yeah, welcome. Here we go again.
Entry point.
Here it is. Fosterdamus.
Entry point.
Welcome, Mr. Keenan. Who that?
Entry point. To the entry
Y'all
point.
know me.
Welcome to the entry point. Entry. Welcome to the entry point. Welcome to the entry point.
What's up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the entry point. Back again. Here we are, week number 7. Week number 7.
Yeah.
Coming right up for you. We give you everything you want, everything you need to win your fantasy league. Got Fosterdamus with me as always. I'm your host, Mr. Keenan. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of last week because Fosterdamus kind of pooped on him. If you listened to Fosterdamus last week, there's a good chance you won. And now it starts off with Arian Foster was on the poops list. He was projected 18.5, definitely exceeded it, scored over 21. And then next up was Cam Newton. He was projected 16, damn near doubled it at 36. Actually, more than doubled it,
Yeah.
my bad. All right, that's quick, easy math for you.
Florida Central.
And then poop of the week, Keenan Allen. He was projected, less than 10 points. Guess what? 21 points.
Got you.
Killed him. Fosterdamus got him on the poops. Poop of the week hit for you. You're welcome. Next up on the Constipators, this is the only miss, Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford was projected less than 17. He ended up scoring over 31. Okay, so that's not bad. One miss. Next on the Constipator list was Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz was projected over 15.5, and guess what? He scored 9, and that didn't even make double digits. Constipated. Next up, Antonio Brown, projected less than 14. Didn't exceed it. He only got 13. So, it is what it is. He wasn't going to exceed the projections, and you always want your player to exceed the projections, and he didn't. So that's a quick rundown from last week. This week, what do you want to do? You want to get into the Constipators or the poops?
We'll do the Constipators first.
All right. Once again, guys, thank y'all for watching. Make sure you check us out on our Blog Talk Radio show every Saturday, 11 a.m.
Eastern, if you're on the West Coast.
We're on the radio for at least an hour, and if you can't catch it live, then you can always check out the podcast for free, Blog Talk Radio, and check out Icons Fantasy Sports, Joe Hoffman,
and check us out on iTunes if you get the iPhone and you don't have time anywhere else. So
We're everywhere. We're everywhere. There ain't no excuse. There ain't no excuse for you to not win in fantasy football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. So what'd you say, Constipators?
Constipators first.
All right. Fosterdamus made a trade last week with yours truly, Mr. Keenan, and the main acquisition on his team was Trent Richardson. Well, he had much of the same of what he did for Mr. Keenan in the past, this whole year. He's been constipated. And Fosterdamus is like, guess what? He's not going to be unconstipated this week.
Well, I made a big trade for T-Rich, and I think it's going to work out for me in the end. But this week, I just feel like Indy will be behind, as you'll see in my picks coming up soon. I do like Indy and the points they're getting. However, this week they're going to be passing a whole lot more. So if you've got a TY or something like that, it's a must start this week. But Trent, you got to sit down, my man. I traded for you for the last 5 weeks of the season. So I'm good this week. You're constipated. Go ahead and sit Trent down.
This week he's projected 13 points. His past two weeks combined hasn't exceeded 13 points. So keep him sitting down.
Keep him on your bench.
Just wait till Fosterdamus let you know.
I'll let you know when to play him because I'll be playing him too.
Next up on the constipated list is Fred Jackson. He had a down week last week. This week he's going up against Miami, projected 11.5. But the thing is he's been a better play than the first rounder CJ.
Oh yeah, been a way better play.
But what about this week?
This week, they just run into a little bit of problems with Miami coming off their bye. I think they're poised and ready to continue to win in that division, and I think they'll be behind early and often. I love Miami's defense this week. That's another little plug here. If you can get Miami's D, snag them up and play them. Thaddeus Lewis had a great week last week. Nobody had really seen him before. Well, now Miami comes off their bye. They're ready to play ball. Make sure you take them with ease, and just remember that Fred Jackson is constipated, sitting down this week.
Yeah. Cheesed
up.
Too much cheese. Still constipated from last week. Can't get it out. Just ain't gonna happen.
Can't do it.
No. Next up, last on the constipator list, we usually give you 3 and 3, and then I'll mess with Fosterdamus a little bit and pick his brain and see what he thinks. But next up is Le'Veon Bell coming up off his 3rd week back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. First week back was great. Last week, nothing. Projected 10 points. Much less, or I mean, what?
I think Pittsburgh finds another way to win against a Baltimore team they kind of gave up the run last week. They won't do the same this week. Le'Veon's going to show his rookie-itis this week. Sit him down, constipated. I gave you 3 running backs this week for a reason. I'm trying to get W's for you. You want wins. Though, if you get a flex, these guys you're playing in your flex, slide Keenan Allen in, slide Justin Blackmon in. If you stole him off the waiver wire like I did, you just slide him on in.
All right, so pop quiz. What about that new running back in Dallas this week?
Oh, Mr. Joseph Randall. Pop quiz.
Is he going to plug that spot?
He's going to play
Could
the
be a
position.
flex?
For me, no, because I really think that the Eagles are a better run D than they've shown. And I think the rookie that was drafted later, because he's not as good as these other guys you're seeing, the Giovanni Bernards, the Eddie Lacy's, the Le'Veons even. You'll see he's going to show his true colors. Plus, he can't pass block. They get behind, they're in big, big trouble.
Yeah. Well, I think that he's going to exceed 10 projected points that Le'Veon's got.
In a PPR league, I think he would exceed that.
Right.
In a PPR league, he will exceed that. But I'm not starting Joseph Randall either unless I'm desperate. I mean, desperate.
Well,
desperate times call for desperate measures, you know what I'm saying?
I did just rename my team to the 2008 Detroit Lions. I am pretty desperate.
0-16.
And I think I'm going to play him. Yeah, so Randall's projected 17.
17? That's tough.
I mean, I'm playing him. I'm reaching for
like
straws.
I
I have, at this point, I have no idea how to manage that in particular team. I'm doing great in all my other leagues, but I'm yet to get the goose egg off the board in this one, and I'm reaching for straws, and I'm going to go with this guy this
I'll
week.
ride with him. We'll see what happens.
All right, so let's move right on into the poops. The poops for this week are as follows. We got D'Angelo Williams. It looks like John Stewart is close to being back, maybe going to play. And, again, we are recording this on a Wednesday and doesn't play until Sunday, so don't know. A lot of things can happen, but I'm not really high on healthy Jonathan Stewart. So D'Angelo Williams projected 12 and a quarter, a little bit over 12. Last week had 14 points against Minnesota. And you think he's going over 12?
He's going over 12 this week simply because they are playing the Rams, and everybody saw the Rams last week. They really didn't. They didn't show me a whole lot offensively. They did have the defensive scores against Houston. They did massacre them. Cam Newton's going to get the lead early and often in this game, and you're going to see a lot of D'Angelo Williams in the fourth quarter. Probably going to reel off about a 25-yard run for a touchdown for you. This is going to make it well worth the 17-20 he puts up this week.
17-20.
17-20.
That's what I like to hear.
D'Angelo.
That's what I like to hear. I mean, you can't go wrong if you're running back. He's probably going to be flex. I mean, he's probably going to be in your flex spot.
Unless your guys are on bye. Unless you got guys on bye this
right,
week. Unless you play a Darren Sproles every week. Unless, you know what I mean? If you got that guy on bye this week, it's huge for you.
Next up, it's struggling Manning, which is something that doesn't really go in the same sentence. But
Unless you were talking about Archie back in the day.
Yeah, he was quite overrated, but he did produce 2 great quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
So Eli is on the poops list this week. He's projected 17, and last week he had less than 7. And if you're an Eli Manning owner, you probably aren't anymore. More than likely he's on the waivers. But if you need a quarterback, say Drew Brees is on a bye, you don't know who you want to play. Fosterdamus, tell them why should they go ahead and pick up Eli and plug him in?
Well, basically, the way I look at it is the fact that, did you see what Cam did to Minnesota last week? Did everybody watch and pay attention? Eli's got 2 Super Bowl rings. 2 rings and 2 guys that he's won those with. One of them, at least. They're banged up a little bit, offensive line. But it's still Eli Manning. He still needs to perform at some point this year. And if you're trying to get something out of him at all, this is the week you pick him up and plug him in for like your Drew Brees or your guy on by this week. Big play this week. Eli plus 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, but he's still going to get you the 22, 25 plus you need.
Who's he throwing him to in that game? Who's he throwing him to? Is Nick's going to get there, or is it going to be the new guy?
I say Ruben Randall probably gets one. He's had one each week.
He seems to be the hot target there, and Cruz has not been as consistent. I mean,
I would say if you're talking about somebody getting them, I'm gonna go Cruz and Randall get his 2 touchdown passes.
Okay, all right. Now that brings us to your poop of the week.
Get ready.
It's time for Fosterdamus' Poop of the Week.
Take it away, Fosterdamus.
All right. The poop of the week. I gave you a nice little tasty wide receiver last week. So
welcome.
Good. You're welcome, Mr. Keenan Allen. Gave you that one. Gave you Keenan Allen, and they still let me pick him up on waivers. I don't know why. Anyways, what I'm saying is, this week, the depleted Atlanta Falcons and their wideout core banged up Roddy. Bye-bye, Julio. They call on none other than the man from the Ville, Mr. Harry Douglas. He's performed when he's asked upon him in earlier games in his career. When he's been asked and called upon, he produces numbers. He catches balls. He's a route runner, and he knows the system.
Big target.
Well, he's a good-sized guy. He likes to come across the middle. But Harry's going to be playing that one probably this week if Roddy can't go. Big play, especially in a PPR league. Poop of the week, 2 poops. Throw it out there. Harry Douglas, 8+ receptions, close to 100 yards, if not more, and at least 1 touchdown. Bang. Mr. Harry.
I mean, he's got to be their top receiver. Tony Gonzalez is definitely on his way out this year.
When he's going to see the double team.
And Roddy White is not going to play. Now it's not just his ankle, it's his hamstring. And even if Roddy does play, he's still not going to be
a decoy.
Remember
Calvin
which is all he's been all year.
He's been a decoy all year,
you know. Right. So there you have it, folks. Good luck, and make sure that if there's a topic that you want us to talk about during our show, post on our Facebook page. Make sure you like our Facebook page, and we will interact with you guys, and we will post your question, or we will talk about your question on either the podcast or this show.
Right. So
let us know what you want.
11 a.m. Saturday morning. Let us know. Post your questions, concerns. 11 a.m. Blog Talk Radio Saturday morning. Check us out live on iTunes, Icon Fantasy Sports, and good luck and have a good week 7.
Stay tuned for Fosterdamus versus Chris Cadle coming right up.
Next.
All right, what's up? What's happening, everybody? Welcome to your favorite segment, Fosterdamus versus Cadle.
What's up?
Here we go. The running total so far is as follows. Fosterdamus 37, 34, and 2. To guess 36, 35, and 2. There's a 1-point lead for the Damas so far.
Good luck.
I'm going to need it.
First up, Thursday Night Football, Seattle at Arizona. Arizona is plus 6.5. Cadle, lead us off.
I'm going to go a little crazy on this one. Actually, not at all. Take Seattle all day long. I was one of those people that really was high on Arizona preseason. I really thought Carson Palmer was going to do some big things with that.
Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football. I hate Thursday night games. You got to
go
go
with
Cardinals.
Your favorites. Give me the Cardinals. Give me the points.
Fair enough.
Next up, we're going to go with the Broncos at the Colts. Peyton's homecoming. Colts are plus 6.5. Who you got, Damas?
Well, give me a home dog. Give me my Colts. Getting the 6.5. It's going to be close.
Prior to this week, I would have loved to have agreed with you, but in light of what Jim Irsay, the owner, had to say about all that stuff, I think Peyton Manning's got a point to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and for the first time, he's angry with Colt Nation Jim Irsay. It's going to be ugly.
Ooh, it's going to get ugly.
It's going to be ugly.
Take the Broncos.
Take the Broncos.
Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Atlanta is minus 7. Let's go, Cadle.
Atlanta minus 7.
Mm-hmm. And 1-4.
1-4.
But going against 0-5 Tampa Bay.
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm going to go Tampa Bay.
Big week for my man Harry Douglas. You know, heard about him in the Poop of the Week. Falcons.
The Falcons just don't do much for me anymore. I don't know.
No Julio, but they got Harry.
Yeah, true.
Cincy at the Lions. Lions are a 2.5-point favorite. Let's go, Damas.
Give me the Lions. Give me the Lions. Minus the 2.5. Reggie Bush.
I'll take the Lions as well. I'll go with the Lions.
Next up, Buffalo at Miami. Miami is an 8-point favorite. Let's go, Cadle.
Miami 8-point favorite. I think the Bills are a little bit underrated in this kind of a matchup here. I'll take the Bills.
I'm going to go with the Bills as well. Give me the points.
Next up, Pats at the Jets. Jets are +4. Who you got, Fosterdamus?
A little bit of a hiccup last week. I don't foresee that happening this week. Rex Ryan is ready for Tom Brady. Give me the Jets and the points.
Jets and the points. Wow.
Home dog.
Home dog. They are playing at home. Rex Ryan has been playing with a real chip on his shoulder as a coach. Well, not really playing, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'll take the Jets and the points.
All right, they both agree on that one. Next up, Dallas at Philly. Philly is a 2.5-point favorite. Both teams are at 500 right now. Who you got, Cadle?
Man, I'm going to go with Philly. I think they have a big week.
You know, Dallas always seems to find a way to choke it out. Give me Philly as well.
Big game.
Big game.
Big game.
Nick Foles.
Chicago at
I love Nick
Washington. Washington is a 1-point favorite, which is equal to the amount of wins they have this season. Who you got, Fosterdamus?
Easy. The Bears. The Bears.
The Bears D, they're very ball hawking right now in the passing game with RG3. Pains me to say, is a little bit suspect right now. I've got Forte on my fantasy team and RG3, but I really think the Bears pull this one out. I'll take the Bears.
Mr. Keenan's lock of the week, Chicago Bears.
Lock of the week. Okay.
St. Louis at Carolina. Carolina's a 6-point favorite. Who you got, Cadle?
Man, the Rams absolutely destroyed. Who was it that played last week? Houston absolutely destroyed Houston. However, was it 2 of those touchdowns were defensive and special teams touchdowns?
Exactly.
I'm going to take Carolina. I think Scam is coming back strong, and I think St. Louis is a little bit overrated right now, coming off such a big win against a mediocre Houston team.
I will totally agree. Give me the Panthers. Give me Cam Newton. They're going to beat up on St. Louis.
San Diego at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is getting 8 points at home. Fosterdamus.
Ooh, give me the Jags getting points. Justin Blackman, Mr. Henney, you'll see Mojo sighting this week.
I really think I'm going to have to agree with Fosterdamus on this one as well. I think Blackman being back really helps him out and at least takes a little bit of pressure off of Jones-Drew. Jones-Drew is not that bad, people. This is a terrible offense.
San Diego doesn't travel across the U.S. very well either.
No, they don't. And the Chargers are always overrated. I hate Philip Slivers.
As do I.
Yeah.
San Francisco at Tennessee. Tennessee is getting 4 points at home. Cadle, you're up.
Tennessee and who? I'm sorry.
San Francisco at Tennessee.
Ooh. Tennessee's defense has been pretty good this year. Overall, though, as a team, I just think San Fran's too strong of a team. They've kind of been underachieving this year so far. I think they take care of this one.
San Francisco takes care of business at Tennessee, baby.
Yeah.
Cleveland at Green Bay. Green Bay is an 11-point favorite. Fosterdamus, you're up.
You know what? No Clay Matthews right now. The wide out the core in Green Bay is depleted. Give me the Browns and the points.
Ooh, strong pick. I'm going to go with the Packers in this one. I think Aaron Rodgers somehow finds a way. I think Jermichael Finley fills in very nicely with an injured receiving core.
Eddie Lacy.
He hasn't had a huge game yet this year, really. I think they get it done.
Houston at Kansas City. Kansas City's a 6.5-point favorite. Fosterdamus, you're up.
Give me the Chiefs all day long. Houston, you're really that bad.
And what was the spread again? I apologize.
6.5.
6.5. Wow. I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs, too. I just think Houston is just absolutely atrocious right now. And the Chiefs are a lot better than people realize. They're for real. The pass rush is crazy. TJ Yates, you saw what he did when he filled in for
Schaub, exactly.
I mean, they want to cheer when Schaub gets injured, and then Yates immediately throws like 2 picks on back-to-back possessions. I mean, there you go. Enough said.
Baltimore at Pitt. Pitt is a 1-point favorite, also equal to their amount of wins. Cadle, you're up.
1-point favorite over Baltimore?
Yep.
I'm going to take Baltimore in this one. I think Pittsburgh is struggling.
Steelers, give it to me.
Monday Night Football.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum.
Minnesota at the Giants. Both teams accumulate 1 win and 10 losses.
Wow. It's pretty bad.
And the G-Men are 3.5-point favorites in this game. Who you got, Cadle? Go ahead. We'll let the guest in this one.
I'm going to take the G-men in this one. I think Minnesota's defense, is particularly their secondary, is kind of weak right now. Hakeem Nicks has not found the end zone once this year. Eli Manning is on an almost record pace in interceptions, but he's still throwing up some good amount of touchdowns in some suspect games against defenses like that. I like Nicks getting in the end zone and Eli performing big. I think they win and get their first win of the season.
Told you about Eli, one of my poops this week. You ride with the G-men. They're going to take care of business.
I'm starting him this week over RG3.
Thanks, guys.
Let's go. You heard it first, guys. Go ahead and take us out of here, Fosterdamus.
Yeah, welcome.